All right, we should be live in about 4
People are
seconds.
cheering outside.
I know I can hear outside.
Yeah,
It's the
what is
7
that?
p.m. Nurse appreciation
yeah.
theory
Oh, that's so
thingy
nice.
majigger, where
Yeah,
everyone's banging the
everyone's,
pots and pans and whistling and shit.
So hello,
Everyone's supporting
welcome
our
to CloseLook.
intentions.
We've
Hello,
done this.
this program is
Who are you
sponsored.
pointing at?
Okay, silence. Everyone silent. This program is sponsored by Surrey Honda on 152nd and Fraser Highway. For its deals and excellent service, SurreyHonda.com. But on top of that, don't go there in person right now.
And just to let you all know that... Is it my turn? Okay, it's my turn. So just to let you all know that the opinions that are expressed on this show don't reflect the opinions that are held by CloseLook Productions. They're our opinions and ours alone. And with that being said, let's get started with this week's show.
Fantastic. All right, yes, you see a little bit of a different format here, and it's just because we're practicing social distancing. So, any topics you guys want to talk about? What have you guys have been up to? Alysha, especially you. You've been MIA for a while. We haven't seen you. Dustin and I miss you. So, what's going on?
Yeah, honestly, I think compared to last week, I've been connecting more with people.
Oh.
Just from around the globe and other friends and stuff, like just people that I probably wouldn't have done a FaceTime chat with, But given the circumstances, I'm like totally up for it. I'm also just, I don't know, I've been like cleaning around and learning to cook again more. Like this time I'm actually doing it and I'm actually persevering. I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. My intentions are manifested. And just I just also started doing this piano jazz class. And so that's like my creative way of getting through the day. So yeah. I'm really happy to hear that you guys miss me. I mean, that's really nice to hear.
Man, I thought I'd get interruptions at the other office. I'm joking. He made food for me. So.
That's so nice, and you're like, shh.
Get out of here. Dustin,
get out of
what
here.
Are you been up to?
Scram.
Get out.
But yeah, what about you guys? What have you been up to? It seems like you have been doing stuff together as well.
I mean, throughout this week, we have been streaming more than we've ever streamed in like a year. That's
now
for sure.
The perfect time.
Nice. That's awesome. Just do it on top of his face. Perfect position.
Right
those of you who didn't realize what's moving around the screen, that's him.
It's me. Go ahead, Dustin. Yeah, what have you been doing?
This restriction of movement, isolation, has definitely led me to drinking more of this and wine. But beyond that, I have still a day job. I have not been laid off yet, though friends of mine have been. I'm not too sure much longer I'm going to have my job because the sales have been dropping sharply. If I remember correctly, they sold about, for instance, on Tuesday last week, they sold about $200,000 worth of flowers. And then by Thursday, they only sold $20,000 of flowers.
How much?
So from $263,000 on Tuesday, then on Thursday, the sales dropped to $26,000. So we'll see how much longer they're going to be able to pay from their own pocket our salaries before they start laying us off. But at the moment, I wasn't told not to show up to work this coming week, so...
You were?
Still got my day job. Other than that, I'm not paying for any online courses or anything like that.
No, but I mean, you're not working this upcoming week?
I am working.
Oh, you are? Okay, sorry, I missed you.
Monday, I still got my job, like I said, so my day job available to me. so I can still, bank some cash.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
beyond that, it's been very restrictive. Far fewer people are showing up because they're selectively laying off part-timers and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have your hours been reduced or anything like that? Or is
Yeah,
it
they
the same?
have. I've been coming home from work earlier because of being far fewer as we're selling flowers. We're not
Mm-hmm.
at work for as long as we normally are. So yeah, I've been
Yeah.
coming. I've been coming home. I mean, by law they're still obligated to pay us at least minimum 4 hours if we're not working beyond that point. But usually I work for more hours. But lately it's
Yeah.
been kind of under that, so I've been getting the minimum 4 lately. So yeah, it's being felt, whatever's happening. Um, and yeah, beyond
Thank
that,
you, Daniel.
I play my guitar, I play my video games, and
Mm-hmm.
I did hang out with my old man not long ago. We
Mm.
watched Ad Astra with Brad Pitt in it. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that last week that you were gonna do that. How was that?
Yep, yep. And it was a good movie, actually. It wasn't
Okay.
disappointed. It was good. I like science fiction. It's one of my favorite genre watching movies and TV
Oh,
shows and
okay,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
I'm not surprised to
Yeah.
hear that.
But beyond that, I don't have enough friends to do projects with. So yeah,
You know what?
that's my reality.
You just gotta tell people to that you're gonna do something, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's a friend and I did this. Yeah, I don't have that many friends either, so.
It's it's funny because Dustin was probably referring to me working and doing projects, right? Um, that project was made within like a day or two, and then I went and did it. I'm just putting it out there that I'm available. So
Yeah, yeah.
so are you guys watching the chat, right? So if you have questions or you're there, please feel free to ask us. There's nothing totally on the docket up today. We were supposed to have the guests, however, because of technical issues and the bandwidth of where he was, he will not be joining
Oh,
us this today. But
Rich
we
Koya,
will have
Minnesota.
a
Shout
special
out.
presentation sometime during this week to have him on the show. So,
that's too bad, but when it's
yeah,
better timing, right?
it was a
Just.
whole thing because I tried to troubleshoot it and bring him back, but it for whatever reason, because this what we're using a different system. We're not at the office, so we can't be together. So
Yeah.
what I'm using is a software called vMix, and I'm able to send Alysha and Dustin a link to come into this call, so I can have complete control of them and their audio and everything within the software. Because unlike Zoom, which is what we would have used, it actually uses a lot of system resources, and that would have just not made. Or it actually looks really nice. I saw it on the big screen in the other room. It actually looks really nice.
Hmm.
So you guys done well. That webcam Dustin's using is really nice, and that's your laptop.
Yeah, it's just
That's
my
decent. Good
MacBook
job.
laptop
Oh, Mac.
camera.
We're giving Apple a little bit of praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Alicia's lighting's
Yeah. Let's
perfect.
talk about Apple
Mine is not
products.
so
No, I'm
good.
just kidding.
So,
Yeah, and then I just have a nice light in
yeah.
front of me. So
But as you guys saw,
nice
I
and
did
look.
get a bonus. So.
Yes.
Happy
And
10.
so
Do we
what is
do we just
Corona,
clank the
boss.
cameras?
what is the reason for this drink, everyone? Say
Dustin,
it.
want to do the? Okay, wait. Let's
Yes.
all clank.
Okay.
Clank your camera.
Clink.
There we go. Now go ahead. What are we drinking to, Dustin?
We bring to the occasion that this is our 10th episode since we started in February. And Alysha joined us, I think, in episode 3. No, episode
I think so.
4.
3 or 4, yeah.
I believe it was
Was it
4 because the
16?
3 was just me,
It
Dan.
was the
You came
podcast
in
that
on 4th,
changed your life.
and yeah, you've been with us pretty much more than half the way.
Okay, that's so nice to hear. Yeah. Yeah.
And we
I
appreciate
wanted
it.
to ask you
60-40.
because I never like now that we're talking about the 10 episode
10 years,
the
wow.
10
What
episode
time machine are you on?
live stream. Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking in the future, okay? I know how successful this is going to be. So like how did this come up for you guys? Like Dan, I feel like you started this, but like you got Dustin on. How did that happen?
This is just,
Was it spontaneous or?
No, it wasn't. Well, Dustin and I have been wanting to do a podcast for a while, and we just never could really allocate the time and or didn't have a specific vision as to what it should really be. And so we put it on the shelf. Like, we didn't really pursue it or do anything like that. But Simi was Jen. She wanted to expand the universe of CloseLook into podcasts, because they had a CloseLook radio, which they didn't do much with, or maybe it's still being used. I'm not entirely sure. It's not my place to know. But she wanted a podcast. Now, granted, she didn't mean a live stream podcast like we do now. She meant more of a silent. So you can listen. Oh my God, I'm dropping everything. So you can listen to the quiet voice of everything. Oh my God. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God.
It's just...
Me and Dustin are just like...
I'm in a motorcycle heavy area.
That sounded like a fart.
Well, maybe it could be. I'll show that. There we go.
I don't know.
It did not sound like a fart to me.
You know what? Dan's the fart master, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So, yeah. And I'm a team player for the most part. I do like working alone for the most, like, Dustin will tell you I work better alone than with people. However, Dustin and I, whenever we have worked together, things just churn out really well because we're able to be a yin and yang. So when this came around,
off of each other's energies for sure.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say I went through, must have gone 4 or 5 other people that were supposed to be co-hosts, but like I didn't jive with them. Like there was no.
Did you try it out at first?
Yeah. Like there were a lot of. Okay. We didn't go live, but like we would sit there and just talk the shit.
Yeah.
That stuff.
That's what you need to. I'm glad you did that.
Hey, Shanann.
Yeah.
Hey, Shanann.
Sorry.
Thank you, Dustin.
Hey, Shanann.
Oh man. But yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm trying to find a place to put my phone so I can look at chat.
Why are me and Dustin are sitting tight? No noise in the background. There's no noise in your background. You're literally touching stuff and it's falling, and I don't even know.
Live stream.
Shit's just falling up his room right now. Everything he touches is like a domino effect.
I wish I could show you. It really is.
It's like one thing, and it's like.
Because I just changed my setup, so I'm still working on kinks here. So.
Well, yeah.
And then
honestly. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just wrapping it up. So yeah, Simi came to this idea, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I wasn't supposed to do the podcast. It was supposed to be her. And then I went online just to test her setup that we see now. And it worked out. But I was like talking to like 15, 20 people on my own Facebook. And she was like, oh, you could do this? You could like talk in front of people? No problem? I'm like, yeah, of course I can. And that's when I started doing more of the interviews and the podcast. And I brought Dustin because I like to just bring him along wherever I go. He's like my Pokemon. Dustin, I choose you.
What kind of Pokemon would Dustin be?
I don't know. Dustin.
One that's
I want to say
negative.
Eevee or something. Eevee. I feel like Eevee's very peaceful, and it's a galloping type of Pokemon because it's not water based.
Dan, I appreciate that's very kind of you to say that I would look like an Eevee, but Dan, can you throw in what you really would think I would be?
A Haunter? I don't know if you're being sarcastic. I don't know.
Haunter.
No.
Psychic Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. No, you know what you would be?
Well, you wouldn't be a Psyduck, that's
no, what's
for
this?
sure.
It's like, it looks like a Pichu, but it's like some sort of thing that wears like Pikachu's skin.
Are you talking about Raichu?
It's not Raichu. No. It's like it's a Pokemon that wears a skin.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I
you
think
know
I
what I'm
know.
saying.
It's also a spirit Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like it's
What
not
is
the
it
real
called?
Pikachu. It
I
starts
don't
with
know what
an
it's
M, I
called.
think, or something.
Don't look at me. I have no clue.
Yeah, I'll have to
Um,
ask my brother.
Well, I get
He's
it. I
really
get
into
it.
that
It's a
stuff.
has-been, basically.
it's not that. It's not. It's
Oh.
new. It's part of the new. So,
No, but it's a fake Pikachu. It lures people in, to attack them by making them think it's cute. So thank you. That's very
Or
nice of
just
you to say.
so. I didn't
so,
even know about those kind of Pokemons. Anyways, wow.
so go.
The new generation. I think it's from
I just
Pokemon Moon.
I got a message from Sunny saying Dustin's and my videos are pretty low. The downside, I don't have a light hit because I don't stream here very often, and if I do, it's in the afternoon, and I don't need to worry about that.
Low
So
as in
What do
dark?
you mean by low? Like lighting?
yeah, the lighting. I think you
I could
look
try to
good,
improve it.
but
Do you want me to
it's
turn
I
that
mean,
on
I'm
again?
using a light to reflect my face. That's
yeah, but
why
we
I
Dustin and I
otherwise
don't
would be
have
dark
that.
too. Yeah, well,
So
maybe you should get
and
one.
no, Dustin, don't. It's too harsh on your skin. The
I don't think anything changed.
did anything change?
I don't think so.
I turned on. I have another light source,
It's
but he
just
says it's
it's
too
too
harsh.
harsh. It's too harsh. Don't. I think you guys could look good. I think everybody looks fine. That's my
Okay, it's
opinion.
fine.
I think I could be a
So what
bit
you're saying is
brighter,
you're
but
disagreeing with Sunny. Okay,
well,
gotcha.
he's just.
Oh wait, let me tell you about how I got onto the show, because that's also important.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, Alysha. It's your turn.
So, I was. How did it even start?
Huh,
Yeah, I
your
was.
dad's telling you stop touching your face, Dan. Anyway, continue, Alysha.
My dad is, or
No, Dan's dad
Dan's dad?
is telling him to
Oh,
stop touching his face.
oh, that is so funny. Daniel,
Anyway,
stop touching your
please
mouth with
continue,
your
Alysha, the
hands.
origin story.
Sorry, what was that?
Go with your origin story. I'm
Oh
interested to
yeah,
hear
okay.
about it.
So I basically, yeah, I mean, I talked about this the first episode I was on, but I saw Simi on TV, and I used to work with her, and so I just messaged her and I said I'd love to be a part of whatever you're doing. I didn't really know. I knew she had a magazine, but I didn't know how big of a grasp she had with other platforms. And so I went over to her house. We basically shoot the shit, just um, bouncing ideas off of each other and talking about things. And then she showed me your guys' podcast, and I saw you guys, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to fit. Like these guys, they're in their zone. You guys have very similar interests as well. And I was like, I don't know, like this is gonna be hard for me. Like, and also I didn't know how you guys would react to having another person on the show that is, not probably not in the same, um, maybe may not have the same life experience or interests. But I got there, and you guys were really awesome. Like I felt very at home. I realized that I was really making a mountain out of a hill because I saw how supportive you guys were, and you weren't trying to isolate me on air. Because I've definitely felt that in other ways, in other platforms. And so I knew that this was going to be a good thing. I knew it was going to be workable, and I've been coming back ever since. So that's a really good sign. So thank you guys.
Well, you're most welcome. We're not dicks. We have dicks,
um,
but we're not dicks. And just because of this whole weird internet monetization of like men are bad and all that stuff. No, we're not. Most of us are decent workers, at least when it comes to co-working with our equal partners and genders and whatnot. We're not trying to stigmatize or isolate or cone off anybody who wants to work alongside us. We treat everybody as equals, and we have mutual respect. I mean, that's a given. That's
yeah.
how we're raised.
Well, it's just because I don't know. For me, I saw how you guys were. Like you guys were just like bouncing back off each other, and I'm like, I am not. Where am I gonna fit? That's what I thought. But
And
it was
you
just
you
nice.
belong in the way you choose to belong. It's not like, and we accept it. It's not like we're gonna, make it uncomfortable for you just because you are who you are. You're as Daniel. I'm going to quote Daniel on this one. You're an addition
Whoa.
to the already program.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Wait, we can't
I
hear
don't
you,
hear him.
Daniel.
Oh, never mind. I brought in the wrong audio. I brought in the wrong
Yeah,
audio. There, I've got light. Everybody happy now?
Okay. Yes, we're so happy. Thank you.
It's not the best. I'm using old Samsung phone for the flashlight.
Oh, okay.
It's like an S3, so it's really old. Just thought it.
It's okay. I didn't even notice a difference, honestly.
I wanted to, it looks really yellow right now. I look like I'm yellow. Anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about the virus and all this stuff that's happening.
Again?
So, now look, it's not in the way that you think it is. I actually wanted to discuss a story that I found. So the outbreak happened in China in December, like at mid or end December. And apparently after a week of it happening, the Chinese, I want to say the China, but they had the building blocks to already make an antidote or a cure, right? Now, it's been said that Cubans working with China and vice versa, they have come up with a cure. They have come up with a cure. However, their practices are not accepted around the world. USA. You know, so because USA is they want their own stuff made in-house. Now, this is weird because China did release this information for free worldwide when they had the information. So I don't know why we don't have a cure already. I think that we're just being stubborn now. And I believe that maybe somebody does. And they're just like, how are we going to be able to capitalize on this and get the most out of this, the money? I mean, social media doesn't help either, because I think that they just have no stories and that this needs to be the fear-mongering that they need. So, anyways, thoughts?
I heard that Canada is partaking in the testing trials of this supposed vaccine. So I have read about that.
Yeah, the Cubans, Chinese.
But do you feel like it's like this innate bias that if it's like, you know, like an Eastern, you know, like Eastern medicine and all that kind of stuff, like you think, oh, it's not going to be as good as Western, and that's why people aren't jumping on that chance.
Can you stop messing around with your mic? I had the audios, and then all of a sudden you dropped.
Okay, is it better now?
Alysha, play with your hair.
No, you're good. Okay,
continue.
So Dan's dad's gonna tell me that I'm playing with my hair too much.
Oh right, I'm touching my face. My bad.
Yeah, stop it.
Look at you guys.
I know, it's just like a thing I do to feel comfortable, you know? Like, I would just not be able to function in social situations if I just had a bald head, to be honest. So that's what stops me from going bald.
You need to play with something with your hands.
Wow.
Sorry?
You gotta play with something with your hands, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have those fidget spinners and all those.
Yeah, that's what they were made for.
Yeah, fidgety people. Yep.
Rubik's Cube.
You know why? Yeah. You know why I touch my face? Because usually when I stand and do it in public, I talk with my hands and I'm doing things. But because I'm not standing, I can only put my arms down and they can only go here. So
just go like this. This is what I've been doing. Well, you don't have to show it. I don't know why you have to show that. Like, don't make this complicated.
Because you have this bottle to play with.
Yeah, like, wow, an instrument. Look at you. But what I was saying was that, do you guys feel like it's like, you know, like an innate bias towards like Eastern cures or Eastern solutions and medicine? And so, you know, there's like that kind of like that mindset that West is the best. So I don't know. I don't know the story. So that's what I was thinking about, why there is so much hesitation to endorse, like, this antidote for that could potentially help the population.
So I could read some of the article if you want. I can read like little quotes here. So it says here, China and Cuba have made significant scientific advances in curbing the COVID-19 pandemic. China, blah, blah, has the 4 worlds, while Cuba has a rival antiviral drug. Interferon alpha-2b is reducing the number of deaths. Both countries, in outstanding acts of working together, are sending doctors, vice versa, to each other's countries, to other suffering countries in the midst of the pandemic. However, it goes on to say that the U.S. has a weak healthcare system affected by their political stance, which is, capitalism and whatnot, with no centralized plan. The government is allowing the virus to spread by relying for profit companies to supply testing kits and necessary medical equipment in the country. So that's what I meant, right? It seems like the rest of the world is on board for this to be just fixed. But because the States doesn't want to, and I have a sad realization that the States is like that big brother to Canada. Whatever the States does, we want to do the same thing, and it's kind of sad that it's that way, because we could probably have this thing solved. We could probably work this out, go on living our lives, because China did reopen their movie theaters. Like, they started to let things happen, but then something happened. I think they didn't really clear everything out, but but this, anyways, I'm just ranting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not interesting. You don't care. Whatever.
No, I do.
I'm just trying to look at positives. There are positives to this, right? And I saw another thing I saw was, another thing that I saw was this nice, where it said, we need to stop looking, we can't go outside, so let's start looking on the inside, like, of ourselves, of our spirit, of us, right? So, sorry, I keep taking it off, because the echo's interfering with my speech, because I hear myself talk and I want to say something else. It's so annoying.
It's like you have, like, you're just dealing with voices in your head, and me and
I need to shut them up.
Patiently, like,
shut them up.
Just you do your thing, girl.
Daniel is currently experiencing psychosis.
Yeah.
I am. It's even playing with the lights. Just.
I always think, like with schizophrenia. This is so like such a tangent, but like if you want to explain schizophrenia, or if you don't understand how crazy it can be, just think of it as when you're sleepwalking or you're thinking about something and you wake up and you still think it's real from your dream or something. And you're just completely, what's the word? What's the word?
What is the word?
Like, you're just like, this is it. This is for sure. This is absolutely true that happened. And then it takes a while for you to be like, no, actually, no, my dog didn't die. He is alive still, or, something like that. That's just my rendition of that. I don't know if you guys want to say anything to that, but...
Dustin, do you have anything?
I don't know.
You don't have to say anything.
Can you elaborate exactly what you mean by that? Because I'm a little confused.
Which one? Me or Alysha?
No, Alysha, because you're saying that your dog is dead or something? Can you repeat that?
Like...
I feel like...
And it's not dead or something, and you see the dog next to you or something? Like, I see a dog, and it used to be alive. And now it's not there anymore.
No, it's like
Okay.
It's like you have a dream that your dog died, and you wake up and you're just like, my dog died. Like, oh my goodness, you're just completely, I forget what the word is, but you're just completely just taken. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak English today? You're just completely. I don't know what the word is, but I'll try and add more English words to it. you're consumed by the fact that your dog died.
Consumed?
And then you think about it and you're like, oh no, this was a dream. Someone can come up to you and be like, no, your dog is alive. And you'll be like, no, he wasn't, because I had this dream. Oh my gosh. I wish I didn't say this.
Become a little too real. And the fragmented
it's too real.
memories to piece together as a result of that.
Like, it's too real, and it doesn't matter what anyone says to you. It's when you kind of realize that it's not real, or you've kind of come to rationality and stuff like that. When you realize that, okay, this isn't real.
You can rationalize that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just think of it as like, because schizophrenia is, it's not like, oh yes, you have schizophrenia, I have it. It's like, no, it's not like depression or anxiety where everyone could have it. But I'm just saying that for you to understand something like that, I feel like the best thing to do is to try to create an experience that's like close to it, so you would understand it, even though you've never experienced it. But anyways, I'm so sorry this happened.
No, that's fine. I mean, this has gone on so long that it's driven some people insane, like the virus, whatnot. So, like I said, there was no firm structure onto what today's episode was gonna be on, but we still wanted to come out here to get the content, to give you guys something to discuss. That's why we're encouraging, if you have any questions, please feel free. I do not want this to turn into some sort of virus talking, self-loathing, depressing, and complaining, and all that stuff, because it's not the fact. I've actually took a lot of time to self-reflect, as long as many of other people have, and I think that's what's important, and I think that Alysha's trying to get to. Because you've done a lot of self-discovery or something like that.
Yeah, well, I actually have not been too up to date with the virus and how much it's been affecting people. I will get information when I choose to get it, and that has actually helped tremendously. Because I'm just choosing to focus on other things, and it's like I talked about this last week. When I'm willing to get the dose of reality and to figure out or understand like how much of an impact. Okay.
Oh, she wants in. Hang on. You can do it too. There we go.
You can do it too. Thank you so much for your permission. But yeah, like when you're ready, you're in that space where you're going to take this information in a clear mind, that's what I've been doing, and it's helped me tremendously. Yeah, and I've just been focusing on other things, like other creative things, like even cooking and stuff. It takes your mind off of things. I feel like my relationships with my family is also better because I'm actually helping out in the house more. Like before it was, oh, I'm busy, I have to do this. And now it's like, oh my God, I will help you do this. I will help you make dinner. I will help you paint.
Sorry, I don't mean to. Have you guys?
No, I'm done.
Gone outside to like Walmart or Safeway or Save-On, whatever it may be. People, they seem so distant. And I don't mean social distancing. I mean, like, when you look at somebody, because today I went to Walmart, and I smiled at every person, even if I kept the distance, and I just nodded, hey, have a good day. But they just seem so angry,
Mm-hmm.
and lost, and just unhappy, and there's a lot of things happening, and a lot of people have lost their jobs and can't pay things or whatever. But again, I keep stressing, we need to, as a society, start looking at what it is that we value. Like, do you need that Spotify account right now? No. Does Spotify care if you can't pay? No, they're going to cut you off. So why waste money on a company that doesn't care about you? Do you know what I mean? Like, use that kind of mentality to.
Yeah.
Just,
it makes you reflect also, I
Yeah.
feel like, on your job as well. Like if it's like if you're thinking about if you did get laid off, it's like do I want to go back to that position? Also, the way the company, if like a company, the way that the company is dealing with the virus or with the precautions or their inactivity, says a lot too.
Yeah.
So that makes you think, okay, there are precautions in place in our country. My company is or isn't following it, and how does that make me feel? Do I feel valued? Do I feel disposable, right? And those are things that I don't think are very healthy to feel if you are an employee of an organization. So yeah, it's just those things. Like if you do really sit down and think about how much of an effect this virus has had on your life, there are obviously negative things that have happened, but there are positive things that will come out of it if you choose to steer it in that direction.
All right. Well, I'm going to interject here.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, in terms of concentrating towards the positive, there are more dolphins being seen or sighted
Yes.
in the ocean,
Yeah.
or rather the beaches of Manila and a lot of other countries, because the environment has drastically improved due to the fact that we chose to stay home. It seems that globally, if we all just stayed home, Greta Thunberg will shut up.
I wonder what she's saying right now.
I don't
Like
even
this-
know. She's actually isolated because she has COVID-19.
But she's young.
She does.
She's a kid.
Well, she's got it, and she's hiding home.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I feel like that would be in the breaking news, you know, like. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
So
well,
actually,
and
Dustin is a
probably very happy because all that it took was for people to stay home, and the world will be a better place.
It's true, because one of the questions that somebody did suggest it, because I was trying to think of positive things to talk about, and actually I totally forgot, but you're right, Dustin. They said my teacher is making us look into positive things that are happening due to the social isolation. So yeah.
Yeah,
I need to find
and
a better
also
I really don't like having this in my ear. I really don't.
Also, like the emissions,
No pollution,
like
less
nitrogen, NO2 or whatever, globally is also having an impact.
Way less pollution.
There's less pollution.
Despite the fact that the gas prices fell down like below $1 and everyone's losing their mind.
Doesn't that, hang on, think of it this way. Okay, why is the gas low? You think right now would be the time. I mean, everything else is going up. Why hasn't oil? Like there's so many conspiracy theories that you could go down with all these things, you know, because oil is not tied to some weird thing. Watch, as soon as they lift the quarantine, that gas is going to go up like $3, and all of a sudden it's going to be expensive. Why? You're able to move things faster. Why is it more expensive? So, anyways.
It's a weird phenomenon, let me tell you.
But cougars, like cheetahs, are getting one hell of a emission, like good rate for their emissions. So.
Wait, what?
Wait, cheetah?
Like the cost
Cougars?
of them running themselves, because taking gas, so it's cheap.
Sorry, I heard cougars and cheetahs. Is this still regarding gas?
Wait.
Gas, yeah, because they're fast. They run fast, so they need a recharge. So putting gas at least is cheap for them. Get it?
What are so
nature's taking over, and anyways.
Okay, sorry. That punchline landed so late for me.
It landed somewhere else. I think it's over.
Oh, you were telling a joke.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that was really confusing. Yeah,
because suddenly it was like thinking of the actual animals, and I'm like, they're happy that humans are indoors.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. So.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably some other things like with wildlife regaining their territory, like with the dolphins, you know. I feel like, I don't know, there's some other things that have probably happened.
I got a fun question. So we live in a very fortunate time. We have technology, we have things like this, we connect to each other. But what if this happened like 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago? You know, what do you think?
Before we were born, Dan?
I'm thinking like pre-computer ages. Like before we had...
Before 60s.
Before what?
For the 60s, so like 1959.
70s, 80s, yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah,
because the
so
first
like
computer
without
was technically already made in the
technology
60s.
fast information.
What would we be doing?
What would we be doing?
Like,
First
how
of all,
would
I
you
feel like
social
disease would
distance?
spread
How
more.
would you get your daily
Entertainment?
dose of being around people?
The radio.
Yeah.
Because that's riveting stuff right now.
Television, sitcoms.
Well,
and
no,
stuff like
that's
that.
what people were doing because some people were too poor to buy a black and white television in that time, so they had to listen to the radio.
Yeah, and also that was like a way to spend time with your family, sitting around the radio,
No, but
listening to
this social distancing. Say this happened back in that time. You know, we don't.
You know
have...
what? Honestly, I feel like, okay, you know how we're doing social distancing, like we're not doing 100%, but the fact that we're doing it, like, or trying to do it, is because of technology and also because of like the constant bombardment of PSAs, you know? And so I don't know if that would happen back in the day. And so I don't know if, I'm kind of taking a tangent here, but I don't know if we would be taking it as seriously as we would nowadays. I don't know if we'd be like, we need to social distance. I think we would be like, hey, I won't hug you anymore. But social distancing, that's a little too much, you know?
Well, it would be a different tone on the radio, but they would definitely do some PSAs on the radio for sure. Those kind of like 19 kind of PSAs, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Be like, Susie has been a naughty girl. She went outside and bumped into Tommy. That's not a good idea, Susie. Something like that, you know what I mean?
Some cheesy, on there.
Yeah.
Only you
I know,
can
it's kind of
prevent
hard.
forest fires.
Yeah. That's funny. I don't know, like literature reading. I don't know.
I was just curious.
It's
because
hard,
it's a different time, right? We didn't
There'll
have...
be a lot of knitting. Excessive amount of knitting.
Yeah,
writing letters?
True. Letters, P.O. boxes. That would...
Yep.
Snail mail, as they call it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Would they have carrier pigeons for that?
What?
What was that?
Would they have carrier pigeons for that?
Yeah, what age are we talking about?
No, well, it's always been snail mail. It would never be pigeons. Not anymore. Not unless they're part of a secret organization.
No owls or anything either?
We're not at Hogwarts.
No.
Okay? Let's...
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Muggles.
Yeah, no, I was just curious because it's a different time, right? Like, you couldn't say Dustin moved to the East Coast, Ontario, wherever, even in Saskatchewan. We're not going to see each other. I mean, yeah, maybe we could call long distance. We don't even get to choose. Dustin, when he answers the phone, there is a call from Daniel. Do you want to accept the charges? Dustin be like, hell no.
I don't like him that much. I don't need to hear his voice. It's not worth it.
I think of the time when I had that voice message with me playing the guitar and doing a song, and Dan would just be like, Dustin, delete the voice message. Stop playing the guitar.
Dustin, back in the day, had this messaging system. You would call, and, you know, when it goes to the messaging, he would have this... I'm not even exaggerating. It had to be between 2 to like 4 minutes of just him singing.
Oh, as a voicemail?
Yeah. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Guy, you're killing me here.
I was doing
That's actually so funny and annoying at the same time.
Basically, where I was like, those of you who want to leave a message behind, you know, in a kind of a Texan kind of country music style.
Yeah. Oh
And I
God,
did
I'm
it for like
sorry.
a month. I just let it go for a month. And eventually I deleted it. But it was a
It,
good
Yeah.
time just to prank everybody
it's
and make
Oh
people.
them lose
my
for
gosh.
the month.
It's people like him. The reason why we only have a minute or less for
Yeah.
the messaging now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh my
no.
gosh, that's actually really funny, Dustin. I love that you did that because I think you
Yeah,
just
I
annoyed
like to
like a
drive
shit
people
ton of
insane.
people, and
It's my grid.
you probably like ruined your chances of like any job offer as well.
Not job off. He scared off
So that was the
everything.
home phone. That was the home phone. It wasn't my
Like
cell phone.
potential mates and like
Hey, Stephanie.
job offers, and it's just
No,
like,
it was just the
yeah,
home phone. It was just a home phone. I was just like, if anybody would buzz in, it would be the same thing, right? If they were outside the building and
it
they'd
would be the
hit
same
the
thing.
buzz
I hated him.
through the same bull crap. They'd have
Wow.
to listen to
Wait,
the
what year
song
was
before they
this?
could say, "Hey, we're at your door."
What year was this? Because
Oh,
you
this was
guys
in
are making me sound like you're 60 years old,
Okay,
but
2003
you're
to
not.
2006.
Alysha, I let you know when we were in high school, graduating high school,
Yeah.
we were just introduced to like BlackBerry and iPhone. The original was just starting to come out.
Hmm.
So it was,
When you were just graduating.
yeah. And we were
Yeah, in
19,
2005 was when I got
19.
my first cell phone. So before then, we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. So
Okay.
thank you, Stephanie.
Okay.
I took all
I
of
mean,
2 minutes
that puts
doing it.
perspective for sure.
Yeah, back
Because
So
then it
that
was
means
just
that you
answering
didn't have
machines for
phones at
home
all
phones.
during high school and probably first year uni.
you're lucky.
Like iPhones, not cell phones, but iPhones.
iPhones
Oh,
are cell
she
phones.
had an iPhone during that time. We
No, I
had those
didn't.
really little crappy phones
The little
at
green.
home.
No.
It's
No,
like the
I
same
had
color as this.
yeah,
Where you
like
flip them.
razors and stuff. And then like if you're really pissed off at someone, it would be like clap. Now you can't do that. You know,
You
like
can do
this.
that. The Samsung has the Z Flip. You can do that now. You might
Hey,
crack the
Stephanie,
glass, but you can do it.
That's so funny.
the clap
But
on?
so I'll tell you about my like I don't know technology or whatever. Because for us, the iPod Nano came out in grade 7 for
Oh
me,
jeez, the iPod Nano.
and I got my first phone in grade 11, and it was an Android. But having data was like a luxury.
Oh, that
It
was a
was just
luxury,
using
definitely.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah, I agree
and
with that.
yeah, and so it's like, yeah, you have this phone, and oh my God, you have data, you know? Uh, and my dad and I would have conversations like, you don't need data. You really don't.
You don't
You
need
just need
data.
a Wi-Fi connection, and that's it. And then you get lost a couple of times trying to find your way, like without a GPS, and it's like, okay, you do need data.
When did Wi-Fi come around? Because I feel like that's still fairly new too.
What is?
Oh, I think Dustin did some. I think we're lost. Dustin, are you still with us? Oh, he's with us. He's just so
I'm here.
still. Dustin, are you still?
What?
You don't,
Do you
are you
want me
not?
to
Yeah, he
animate
was really
myself?
still.
You're really still.
Okay,
I thought
what
the
were you
video
saying?
freeze.
What did you say?
I was asking you about the Wi-Fi. When was the Wi-Fi around? Because I feel like it wasn't around when we were in high school. Because we were still dealing with dial-up and Ethernet, kilobytes, megabytes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look that
Hmm.
up. I'm gonna look that up. Keep talking. When did the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, look it up. We're on computers for God's sake. Ask the Google gods. Demand information.
Wi-Fi started in
Oh my God.
1997.
Wi-Fi?
It was first released to consumers in 1997. Wow, you must have been rich to buy this back in
You
97.
had to have been rich because I didn't know about Wi-Fi until the late 2000s.
Yeah, I know, right? When did
Hmm.
Wi-Fi become affordable? Become widely
To
available?
Why
the
don't you
lay
ask the
See,
people.
Google gods
so
that?
When did it become
so
accessible
yeah, I was
to
gonna
the
say
lay
so.
people?
1999, Wi-Fi was introduced for home use. So it just
1997?
started 99.
99.
So that kind of lines up. It wasn't fast though. It was like 2.4 gigs or less gigahertz, which is
Netflix would not survive.
no. Netflix would not survive. Netflix would die. It has God. Anyways, Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
On this note, we should wrap up the show because it sounds like all of us are. By the way, Stephanie said the set looks gorgeous. How does it? Do you guys like it?
The Earth?
Yeah.
I like it. I would like to see other options just to see it, but I do like it.
Of course. Of course.
She is not happy with the Earth.
No,
You
Dustin,
better
like
give her
what do you think?
some crazy crap in the background next time. I have no clue what it's going to be, but it better be flying pigs and freaking jesters with like cigars in their mouths.
It's gonna be abstract art.
Power.
Yeah, I just like to see other choices. I like it.
Masters of the
I do
Universe.
like it.
Legoland.
So actually, if you guys want to read more of the story, I got it from the reputable source called The Worker.
Okay, just for the record,
Right,
he's
so
had
go
one
there.
beer.
Hang on.
One
I
beer.
took off my headphones so I could speak English. Sorry.
Can he speak English? Because he's having some hard times right now, people.
It's because I can't listen. I'm listening to 3 different audios. I'm like going insane.
Oh my god. You're literally like, you get so like aggressive. You're like,
Because I get angry. Because I hear myself stuttering. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you to the worker.com for, because the problem is also, real quick tangent, today's social media is obviously controlled. So it tells us what they want to know. Not what we want to know or should know. This epidemic, I feel like was blown out of proportion, and now it can be controlled, but it's not because the media wants us to keep happening. They want us to be scared. They want us to go crazy. But there is cures out there, and we should have access to them very soon. And if we don't, we should start asking why not. I'm just going to say. TheWorker.com, check them out. Yeah, so that being said.
beautiful.
Sorry. Now I can listen to you guys. Sorry, I have.
Yeah.
Do you hear how different that is when I take that thing out? There's like a second of delay in my ear. Hey, Mom. My mom's watching. I love.
Hey, Colleen.
They both looked right away. I saw that. They're like.
Aw. My parents aren't watching today, which is kind of a doozy.
They're in the other
feel
room.
left out.
Hang on.
Where are your parents right now? Are they sleeping?
No, they're just chilling. I think they're making food or something, you know. But...
Do you smell the aroma?
Oh. Alysha still owes us.
I love that.
Alysha still owes us.
Do you
Hang on.
smell the
I'm gonna take
aroma?
an Instagram photo of us.
Oh, okay, we're taking a picture? Okay.
I don't know if we can get in there.
How do we get in the picture?
There we go. Ready? There you go. So you guys are in there. You guys are in there.
I can't
right
tell at all.
Way in the back. Right.
Oh my God, we're tiny as hell.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
What have you done?
I'll tag you guys. Okay. So closing remarks. Alysha, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing this week? What's your week?
Oh,
looking
okay.
What will you be doing for this coming week?
Thank you, Dustin. I honestly not too much. I'm just gonna be staying focused on being positive and just staying busy with productive things. That's really what it is.
My mom. So the background's actually like, because we're sweet culture, the world, so it's Earth. But in Dustin's view, if you just look at Dustin, it looks like he's in a bubble. So.
What do you mean? Because he's on the Earth?
No, because the blue line, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, some people, yeah.
Which kind of symbolizes the current state of humankind, right?
Wow,
Thank you for abandoning me on this planet. While you're off flourishing in space, I'm stuck down here.
Find some life on other planets.
Space.
We're gonna explore the
You might as well put a
universe.
tombstone over me.
Dustin, what are you up to this week? Yes, I
I
am.
have no clue. I mean, I still got my day job, so hopefully that still keeps going. What the hell are you doing? Mighty
Let
Morphin.
him
Oh my
talk.
God. He's doing the term. He's got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wristbands right now.
Yeah, they're so green.
Cowabunga, dude!
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, sorry. You're working this
Nerding
week.
out. But anyway, I have no clue what's going to happen in the near future. Plus, I'm a little bit buzzed after drinking more of this stuff, so it's getting a little more difficult for me to be able to give you an adequate response.
So with
How
that being
about
said, we're
I
gonna cut
will
him
see
off.
what happens?
We're gonna
I
cut
will
him
see
off.
what happens, and then some, because I want to have my day job. I think I have my day job, but I have no clue what other things are going to happen. What kind of projects I might get roped into. I don't mind getting roped into things.
There we go.
Make things
Hey,
interesting.
me too. If anyone wants to rope me into
You don't even want to go out.
What?
Nothing.
Anyway,
Nothing. I'm just being rude.
this guy. Wait, no, hold on. This guy. This
Guys,
guy.
high five.
Wait.
High five.
This guy.
High five.
Let's all
Alysha,
point
high
at
five.
Dan.
Dustin, high five. High five. Guys, come on. We can do it. And you have to do Alysha. So Alysha does
Other
me
way?
and you. And we could do this. There we go.
Okay, and I'll do it.
Where?
Yeah, you have to do it.
Look.
Dustin, also Alysha. Alysha too.
I'm doing it.
Alysha too.
I'm doing it.
Oh my god.
Am I not doing
With
it?
your other hand.
Alysha.
Hold on. I got a bottle in my other hand.
Okay. So this has been Sweet Culture. A close look.
This has been
podcast.
Sweet Culture.
Hang on, no, she's talking. Right, can I give the spiel for the end? Are we good? Can I do the closing? Yeah. Okay. So Alysha's not saying.
What? Are
So,
you asking
Oh,
me?
wait, what? Oh, you want me to do it?
no. Well, okay,
Oh.
go ahead. Yeah, Alysha, do it.
Okay. This is going to be bad. This program has been
No,
brought
that's
to
not
you
what I
by-
meant. That's not the closing out. Dustin, do the
Oh, I'm not allowed to do
Okay,
it?
that closing.
This program is sponsored by Sir on 152nd and Fraser Highway. For excellent service and the latest deals, check out surreyhonda.com.
Thank you. Okay, what I meant was, Alysha, thanks for watching. Say it after
Oh,
me.
you want me to say
Yeah,
that?
thanks for watching. And go ahead. You can do it.
And then what else?
This is why we do not drink on a stream.
I would like to say to everybody in chat, thank you for watching. I appreciate all your support. Thank you for tuning in on a time like this. I know that when we come together, we make things happen. And that's why we keep this going. That positive energy comes to us, to you, and then you remain positive through these hard times. Just remain good, empathetic to other people's needs. Don't hoard food. Give it to those who
Or
need
toilet
it.
paper.
And just overall enjoy life. Get out there. Think about what to do and whatnot. And we will be back sometime this week. I'm going to have a special interview with Mr. India for CloseLook, so we'll be on CloseLook. And then we'll be back this Sunday. I don't know if we'll be doing this or if we'll be in studio. But as it stands, this is how it's going to happen. It may change. I'm going to do a different background to Alysha's specifications.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Alysha
watching.
just doesn't like planet Earth, okay? Give her Mars or Jupiter or Venus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Earth sucks at the moment. Anyways, thank you. Thank
you know what's
everyone.
awesome of being the one that is in charge of sound? Just, hey, Alysha, have anything smart to say? Cut off. Dustin, have anything smart to say? Cut off. Nothing. They can't hear you.
Cut off.
Okay.
Cowabunga,
Okay, say bye,
dude.
guys. We're out. Have a good night. Thank
Bye.
you. See you,
Have a great
Alysha.
week.
See you, Dustin.
Bye. Take care, everyone.